I'm Molly Check. I'm the program director at Bethel Horizons. I am going on my 10th summer as a summer staff member, and my third year as a program director. Although I've been blessed with so many impactful moments in my life, really life-changing moments outside of Bethel Horizons, I would say that Bethel Horizons is been the biggest and most impactful experience of my life. I would say, even from an early age, Bethel Horizons is something that's been a constant in my life.
I remember you coming home with cherry Kool-Aid hair.
Yeah. That was the summer of '96, I believe. That was my best summer, for sure. Yeah, that summer a lot of us dyed our hair with Kool-Aid. Like I think 7 packets of Kool-Aid, not the sugar, just the color, and like a ton of conditioner, and then you like put it in your hair and saran wrap your head for I don't know how long, but it really burns.
And it was really red.
Oh man, most memorable experience. I worked there for 6 summers. It's hard to choose just one. I think just being in relationship with nature. Horizons is beautiful. All 580 something acres is just gorgeous, and I think helping kids experience that was just, and like sleeping out under the stars and campfires and just nature.
Hi, I'm Pastor Joanne Richmond. I worked at Horizons from 1978 to 1986. Dwayne was a dear mentor to me. Dwayne was someone who helped me learn what it means to be a servant of God and to do that in a humble way, in a way that, it doesn't have to be complicated, but that is such a service to the world when you learn how to love the way that Dwayne learned how to love and how to respect other people. Dwayne had this gift of gab. I don't know if y'all recognize that in him, but I certainly did. In the years that I was there, he liked to talk. In fact, the last time that I saw him was at Tom Strauss's funeral, and I had lunch with him and Ruth, and we sat at a table, and the rest of the people at the table were strangers to us, and so Dwayne started talking, and he got them to talk and got them to share stories from their life experiences, and by the end of lunch, we were all good friends, and Dwayne had probably figured out 5 different ways to ask these people to do something at Bethel Horizons. But that's something that I learned from him, is how to listen to people and how to figure out what it is they're good at, or what they want to be good at, or what gifts they have that they can share. And I try to do that every day in my ministry because it's what he did, and I saw that it was so important that you try and tap into what's in people's hearts and allow them to develop those things in ways that are a service to others and to God.
Yeah, and I just love all the special spots of Horizons. I mean, I don't even have probably nearly as many as you all who were there for decades and many summers. But I just remember behind the cabin was that kind of pine tree area where we play sardines,
right.
We play capture the flag, and those are still some of the most fun just playing experiences of my life, where you have 30 people just going all out, and you can just kind of be in that moment. And some of the secret trails, I know there's one cliff that overlooks, it's perfect except for a highway, it looks serene, and then you see a car go by.
Yeah,
but
I think that's Heathcliff.
Is that Heathcliff?
Yeah.
Heathcliff, I love that one because it's there's no signs to it. You just have to kind of know there's this little deer path, and you kind of get through the bramble, and it opens up there. And I mean, just as I think about just those spaces where you can kind of be yourself, or how much fun it is to take a friend, show them around, and sort of be hey, I got some we can go on to the main trails, and I can show you this cool spot, this cool spot. And I'm guessing if you ask everyone about camp, they have those spots of oh yeah, I love this place, or I remember going here or there.
Yeah, or sleeping outside, sleeping under the stars is something that doesn't happen a lot anymore. Right.
And real light under the stars, not even sometimes you're in a teepee or a tent, but sometimes it's just stars.
I love that, and I miss that so much, living in town.
Yeah.
Hi, My name is Lindsay Scheid. I served at Bethel Horizons from 2006 to 2015. Served as artist, a program coordinator, year-round retreat center host, and finally as program director. It's hard to pinpoint my most memorable experience. There are so many. I loved walking across the hill to Teepee Village in the morning with a couple of fire starters in my pocket, talking to sleepy campers, helping out those counselors, and hearing about the night that they had and the excitement. I love sitting in the milk house with my feet on the back of Dwayne's desk, talking about things and going over the weeks. The nervous excitement on Sundays and the confidence on Fridays. Being in my office and hearing campfires, being at the mall in Madison and hearing a camper saying to the adult that they were with, "Hey, that's that camp lady." But probably some of my most favorite and memorable moments were the hardest ones, the ones that taught us grace, not only to myself, but to the camper and the counselor. They reminded us that everyone is loved.
I get lucky enough, as a lot of us do, to call Bethel Horizons home. And I would say that, I do live here also, which is awesome. It's such a blessing. There's just something about turning into the driveway after a long period of time that just feels so good.
I think Horizons has impacted my life in a number of ways. First, my best friends are all people that I worked at camp with. Secondly, it taught me life lessons like being responsible and taking care of other people, being a team player. But also, I think I've been in congregational youth ministry for about 9 years now, and I don't think that I would be here without my experience at Horizons and the relationships and just the skills that I developed there.
The magic of the very first few years, because it was a small staff, and everybody did everything together, and most everybody stayed all week long and through the weekend. So it was like a commune almost. Yeah. But yeah, it was really kind of special. And I think this is one of the divisions I have.
How has Horizons experience impacted you since? Well, Bethel Horizons has been my solid foundation in church and camp. Taught me to stand up for the marginalized, to be an advocate, and to the care for the ones that are hard to love.
Yeah. I would say that Bethel Horizons has been nothing short of life-changing for me.
A couple of the summers I was there, Dwayne asked me to lead what we called clown camp. There was a girl one summer that we did this, and her name was Karen. Karen had cerebral palsy. She came to us at camp with these big, clunky crutches that she had to use, and they meant that she couldn't do stuff that other campers could do. She couldn't go hiking, she couldn't go, walk to the beach. But it didn't matter, because at clown camp, it didn't matter. Those crutches didn't matter. She put on makeup and she put on her costume and she became a clown. And she so enjoyed it. She just blossomed that week in what we were doing. And I know it changed her life, because she left a note for me at the end of camp, and I found the note after she was gone, and it was a very simple note that said, "Thank you, Joanne, for this week at camp." She said, "For the first time in my life, I felt normal." Now, we can talk a little bit about her use of the word normal and what really is normal, but it's her choice, and I honor that choice. That what camp did for her is, I would like to say, it made her feel like she was somebody, to use classic camp language, that made her feel like she was a part of things in a way she hadn't felt before. That's what Bethel Horizons does for folks. Bethel Horizons helps people feel like they are somebody, helps people feel loved and precious. And God, I wish every person could know that feeling. I'm so grateful for what Bethel Horizons has done in my life, and for what it does for campers every summer.
Hi, you might remember me, Dan Ensrud, former resident manager of Bethel Horizons. Eric Knieve has asked me to share a memorable moment with you. Well, That's pretty difficult because there were so many memorable moments that I didn't know where to start. What I would like to share is the fact that I had the opportunity to work with an amazing man, Dwayne Hansen. Dwayne had a vision for this place called Bethel Horizons, and I got to go along for the ride. And it was a ride of a lifetime. They say opposites attract. Well, that was the case with Dwayne and I. I think we complemented each other quite well. During our almost 40 years together, along with staff and Bethel friends, we were able to accomplish much. Dwayne is like the wind in my sail, the guitar strings on my guitar, the oil in my lamp. Dwayne made me look good. He became my best friend and my brother. Looking ahead to the future of Bethel Horizons, I rest easy. We are in God's hands, like the song by Steve Green about Philippians 1:6. It says, "He who began a good work in you will be faithful to complete it. He who started that work will be faithful to complete it in you." Dwayne and Bethel Horizons, I thank you for letting me go on the ride for a while and to be part of that vision. A happy anniversary to Bethel Horizons. May we have a bright future with all our friends that share in the vision. Thank you and goodbye.
What are you doing this summer? Little did I know that when Dwayne asked me those words in 1983, that it would lead to a journey that would help shape my life and create connections that still burn strong after 36 years. I became a senior counselor that summer, and while I struggled at first, I found that I was part of a group of people who became a family to me. I remember being surprised by how sad I felt when camp ended, because I had come to love and rely on the people working next to me. I was hooked and had to return. I spent each of the next 5 summers working at Horizons as both an in-camp staff member and as a counselor, because I felt it was a place for me to serve and grow. And let's face it was just plain fun. There are too many experiences from these summers to choose just a few. But by giving us an outlet for creativity, I remember planning skits, developing a caveman language, shooting the Men of Horizons photos, and filming a How to Clean the Latrines video, which sadly has gone missing. The friendships I developed at Horizons continue and are some of my longest standing. I am blessed to live just 10 minutes from Horizons today, and the land still plays a large role in my life. I've been able to experience the changes in the seasons there for the last 24 years. It is where I go to relax, heal, and experience the beauty of nature. Seeing fog in the valley after sleeping at the cliff, hearing a heron call on a gray, rainy morning, or seeing the outline of hawk wings on the snow where it hunted a mouse are all sensory images that still stick in my mind. My good friend Eric Borgward once said, "Isn't it interesting that the pond in the valley is shaped like a question mark?" That stuck with me, as Horizons allows us time and space to ask questions, from the mundane to the profound. And just as the pond still is there, our questions never disappear. It's where I go seeking answers, and will continue to do so. So, thank you, Dwayne, for asking that 19-year-old what he was up to. It changed my life in ways neither of us could possibly know, and I'm proud to be a member of the Horizons family.